Yeah, check. Lions on the prowl, Lions on the prowl. Always putting weight, always going wild. Lions on the prowl, Lions on the prowl. Yeah, always putting weight, always going wild. Best quarterbacks you ever heard. Yeah, that Matthew Stafford, Golden Tate, Marvin Jones. They gon' get it in the zone. No matter how they try to fan, Darius Slay gon' get it in. That Patricia Ball Grant, making sure our players win. Got a dangerous offensive, they always bring the pain. Talking about that Ricky Wagner, can't forget about TJ Lane. Detroit Lions got it locked. Tim and Jim gon' let you know. This the Lions on the prowl. Come on, time to start the show. Whoa.
Hello, Lions fans, and welcome to Lions on the Prowl. This is episode number 25, and I'm Jim.
And hello, Lions Nation. Are you ready for some football? This is Maniac Tim.
And this week, we're brought to you by West Michigan Nutrition, and they're located at 1705 South Beacon Boulevard in Grand Haven, Michigan. Stop in and have a delicious, nutritious shake and an energizing tea.
And a round of energizing tea for the Lions, offense and defense.
And defense, yes.
Yep.
So we're going to get into some things today. 53-man roster is now set, so we'll get into
Finally.
that. We're going to get into a couple other things this week. But first, shout-outs. Tim, do you have a shout-out this week?
Okay, Tim Reardon.
Hey,
at
Tim.
Work.
Thanks for listening.
Josue at work.
At work.
Jeremy at work.
At work.
Brian and Cole at work.
And they're all at work.
Yep. And my wife, Sherry, not at work.
Yeah, neither
At
am I
home.
till Tuesday. All right.
Yeah.
So, just kidding. Mine are for Kim at work. Sam at work. Nobody else at work. No, I'm just kidding. Patrick at work. And that's it for this week. And my wife, Val. And that's about it.
Yep.
So let's get right into it.
Okay.
Let's get right into it.
Yeah.
There's some sore spots for me this week.
Oh, yeah. There is.
Here's the first one. Raiders trade Khalil Mack to
Chicago Bears. Oh,
God.
my God.
Pride of Detroit just tweeted, I'm going to throw up. I'm not kidding. That's just tweeted it. Khalil Mack and the Bears just reached an extension on a record-setting 6-year, $141 million extension, $23.5 million a year, and that includes a $90 million signing bonus, $90 million guaranteed $60 million signing bonus.
And that means we got to deal with him for 6 years, at least 2 games a year. Oh, my God.
And you know what? It was somebody Lions fans really wanted. The rumors were going around that we might pick him up. There were scenarios I put out there that we could pick him up, and the Bears get him for what? 2 first-round draft picks.
Oh, my God.
And another pick or something like that. They get back a second-round pick in the second year. So, like 2019, they give up their first-round pick. 2020, they give up a first-round pick, but gain a second-round pick from the Raiders. And then the Raiders give them another pick, and then they trade picks or something like that at the end. They did not give up that much to get him. And now they have the Defensive Player of the Year, and the Lions have Matt Patricia.
And where do the Bears play? Of course, in the NFC North, where, oh, my God.
Yeah, okay, it's not a bright, sunshiny day, folks. The last preseason game, which it was just the backup players, so most of them got cut. We do a thing called Game Ball every week.
Right.
And by default, this week's Game Ball goes to Matt Castle because he's the only one left.
Yeah.
And we're going to get to the cuts right now. Let's go to that real quick. We're going to go to the 53-man roster as it stands right now.
Of course, Marvin Jones.
Yeah, that's wide receivers. We're going to go to let's start this out. So who got cut?
Right.
Actually, we're just going to go by position, okay? We'll go by position. So here we go. The quarterbacks.
Yep.
Matthew Stafford did not get cut. What a surprise, folks.
But
it was tweeted out earlier, I think it was by Kyle Meinke. He says, I have information that Matt Stafford, according to sources, will make the team. Thank you for that update.
All right, yep.
It took them 2 hours to release the
final.
53-man roster. I don't know why. This is top secret
Mm-hmm.
information, but it is. Way to go, Lions, because that's helped you for 60 years. I'm sick of your crap not telling us what the injury reports are, not telling us anything about our own team, and it's disgusting, and I hate it.
Right.
Just being honest, I hate it.
It is disrespectful to the fans.
We were waiting. In fact, there was tweets by Jerry
Yeah.
Reisman who was who said I can eat an entire pizza before the Lions released their 53-man
Right.
roster. Then he tweets a picture of 2 pieces of pizza left.
Yep.
I tweeted to which one? Michael Rothstein, and I told him he should use the Freedom of Information Act.
Maybe
to
that's
get
what he
injury
did.
updates and the 53-man roster. And I said, always here to help.
Yep.
I think I tweeted Dave Burkett, I think, on that too, and he just said it was top secret and laughed. It's unbelievable. Yeah. Okay, so quarterbacks, we got 2 on the roster. We did not keep 3 running backs. We have 5 on the roster.
Yep. Wow.
Amir Abdullah makes the team.
Yep.
Kerryon Johnson, Amir Abdullah, LeGarrette Blount, Theo Riddick, and Nick Bellore makes the team. Cuts. Zach Zenner's injured. He's on injured reserve. Dwayne Washington did not make it. Got cut. Bye-bye. Wide receivers, we kept 6, which is insane. And I don't understand. Brandon Powell makes the team. Bradley Marquez makes the team, which who knows why, but he did. Marvin Jones, Golden Tate, Kenny Galladay, T.J. Jones, Brandon Powell, and Bradley Marquez are your wide receivers. And Andy Jones gets injured, so he's on the physically unable to perform list, I guess he is right now. I don't even know what that means. So, I mean, I know what it means, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Tight ends. We got 4 tight ends on the roster right now. Michael Roberts, Luke Wilson, Levine Toilolo, and wait for it, Hakeem Vallis makes the team. Way to go, guy. Way to earn it.
Yep.
Tight end Marcus Lucas is cut. Sean McGrath is cut.
Yep.
Offensive line, we keep 10 offensive linemen.
Oh, okay.
And now Tim Twentyman had said, or not Tim Twentyman, he was doing the updates on the roster, and we were looking at that. But I think it was Dave Burkett. It was one of the beat writers. I'm sorry, okay, because I've been looking at news all day long. I'm blind now. So anyway, whatever.
So what's new, Jim? You're blind all the time.
What? Oh, that blind deaf thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're questioning an injury to T.J. Lang on this because we kept 10 offensive linemen. Right. There's no reason to keep 10, but we did. Cut. Wesley Johnson, who right here on this show we said PFF rated him the worst center in the entire league.
And you know what? He proved it.
And guess what? Yes, we signed him as a free agent and paid him money, cut him. He still gets some of the money, I think. I mean, it's still dead money on our thing, and I'm glad that
cap. Yeah.
But I'm glad that Bob Quinn recognizes his mistakes, but he's making some more right now that I'm just I don't like that. Who makes the team? Well, of course, we got Taylor Decker, Ricky Wagner, Terrell Crosby, T.J. Lang, Graham Glasgow, Frank Ragnow, Leo Koala Barrow, something or another, and I'm not even going to try that. Yeah. Kenny Wiggins makes the team. Joe Dahl. Brian Mahalik makes the team. And Corey Robinson gets traded. Now, this is news, too.
Right.
Corey Robinson gets traded for a 2020 conditional 7th-round pick. Might sound familiar.
Yeah, because we traded to get somebody for a conditional
Eli Harold. Yeah. We traded for Eli Harold and gave up a 7th-round conditional 2020 pick.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what we do. We give up Corey Robinson, no big loss there. Jamar McGloster gets cut. Dan Skipper, who looked like he ate the skipper, he gets cut. And John, somebody I never heard of, got cut. Don't care. Defensive line, we kept 7. Alex Barrett got cut. That's kind of a surprise. Jeremiah Valoga got cut. That's a little bit of a surprise. Cam Johnson does not make the team. Josh Fatu, no relation to Rikishi and the other wrestling people that are Fatus.
Are you sure?
I'm not, actually.
Okay.
I don't think he is. And Christian Ringo Starr gets cut, and he was in the game. I think he got a sack or did something good. I don't know. I tried to watch that game. Ezekiel Ansah makes the team. Isn't that a surprise?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Anthony Zettel, Kerry Hyder, Deshaun Hand, Ashawn Robinson, Ricky Jean-Francois, Sylvester Williams makes the team. That's 7. So 7 linebackers.
Right.
Veteran Freddie Bishop gets cut. Chad Meredith, who we gave a pretty good signing bonus to, got cut. Darnell Sankey or Stanky, I don't know who he is, got cut.
He plays Stanky.
So Miles Killebrew, as a linebacker, makes the team. At this point, makes the team. Now, keep in mind, folks, that this is a 53-man roster, and tomorrow it will change.
Yeah, because there are people on waiver wires that we could pick up.
We're
trades,
looking, trades and things that may happen. Anyway, so Miles Killebrew makes the team. Eli Harold makes the team, so we will be giving up that draft pick, but we get it back, hopefully. I don't know what the conditions are on that new one, but Trevor Bates makes the team.
Yep.
Why? I'm really not sure, but he made the team. So your linebackers so far, Kennard, Davis, Jalen Reeves-Maben, Eli Harold, Miles Killebrew, can I talk? Killebrew, Trevor Bates. Defensive backs, we kept 9, and that includes the safeties, and I'm a little bit shocked here.
Right.
Deshaun Shedd gets cut.
Yeah, that was a surprise. Yeah.
Now, I've heard of injury. He has a quad injury. I've also heard that
could be
there was some locker room stuff. Maybe we'll never know because it's the top secret Lions, so we'll never know what the heck happened. Darius Slay makes the team. What a surprise. Nevin Lawson, Mr. I don't turn my head around for the ball, makes the team.
Somebody tap him on the back of his shoulder so that
this
he'll
is something
turn
I
around.
got to bring up. If Matt Patricia is such a good defensive coordinator and a good defensive guy, how come nobody's tapped this guy on the shoulder and said, hey, could you please look for the ball when it's coming? He's been doing this for a couple years now.
Right. Come on. You got to grow sometime. You know.
Just look back for the friggin' ball, dude. Seriously? Anyway, he's going to start this year, which really scares me. Probably. I don't see anybody else that's going to take that job. Anyway, whatever. So Darius Slay, Nevin Lawson, Tease Tabor, DeQuandre Diggs are listing as a corner. I think he was more of a safety that they were using, or a nickel. Right. But anyway, Jamal Agnew as a corner. Of course, he makes the team. Cut. Deshaun Shedd, Mike Ford, Chris Jones, Roland Milligan, who should have been cut like halftime of the first preseason game.
That's for sure.
God, he sucked. Dexter McDougal. It's Sterling Moore. Interesting cut here because we just picked him up.
Yeah.
And he was a veteran and, was somebody that we're like, why are we picking him up? But obviously for no reason. That's
just
nice.
To waste
Just to waste
just
time.
to get a little look at somebody different.
Yeah, I
mean, that's the only.
I don't really know. They needed somebody for the weekend. Who knows?
But, of course, that does happen in preseason. You want to look and see. You know, sometimes you find that person who you don't think is going to be that good, and then they.
Then sometimes you're right. Glover Quinn, Tavon Wilson, Charles Washington, interesting. Tracy Walker makes a team. Marcus Cromartie's hurt, so he'll go on IR. The kicker situation, okay, we got Matt Prater, Sam Martin, and Don Milback, who will never die. And Ryan Santoso, punter, kicker, wave because he was a camp body. And we're going to learn about camp bodies just a little bit later on.
And something that might surprise you.
Something that might surprise you, maybe. It's coming up. So, all in all, I'm not real shocked with anything they did except for Deshaun Shedd. Alex Barrett was a minor surprise. Jonathan Freeney was kind of a surprise because they keep everyone from New England if they suck or not usually.
Right.
But
Castle.
Castle. Yeah.
Yep.
One thing's for sure, Tim's bringing this up, so I will let Tim say it, that the quarterback this year will be
Matt.
That's right.
It will be either Matthew or Matt, but we know that it will be a Matthew.
It will be a Matt. One of the two. Yep. Hopefully not a doormat. But
well, if Castle's out there, it could be.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's the 53-man roster. And Bradley Marquez must have had a very good special teams thing. We need to consider special teams on some of these guys.
Right.
And so I think that there's some really good special teams players that were surprises that we thought, what the heck are they doing on the roster? You got to remember there's special teams too, and some of these guys are really good at that. Yep. So, that could be what that is. Okay. Now, last week we started a Player of the Week segment, so we're going to go on to that right now. This year's,
or this week's.
It could be this year's.
Okay.
In my mind, it could be at this point. My
be.
brain has died a slow and painful death this week at work. So, Player of the Week this year, I'm just going to keep saying
Matt Prater.
Matt Prater, number 5. So let's go into a little bit more about Matt Prater and learn maybe some things you didn't know. We'll go with the things you probably don't care to know first. Right. He's 34 years old. He's 5'10", 195 pounds. He went to the University of Florida. Okay, so his high school career, this is kind of interesting. So Prater attended Estero High School in Estero, Florida during his tenure. He converted 56 of 58 extra point attempts and also booted 14 field goals, including one from 49 yards. He had a 49-yard field goal as a high schooler.
That's darn
That's
good.
really, really something.
Yep.
Last week we had Matthew Stafford diagnosing plays at 5 years old and throwing for 50 yards as a 4th grader. And now we got Matt Prater, 49-yard kick as a high schooler. I mean, we have prodigies on our team. Not just, somebody that's decent. I had a kicker. I remember when I went to school, grade school. Yeah. His name was John Vanderleest.
Okay.
Could have been Jason. I don't remember. His last name was Vanderleest anyway. And he would, right down the street, he would kick ball. Oh, it was all he would do. Right. All he would do is kick the football during recess. Year after year after year. He boot it way over the fence.
Right.
Every time. Just beautiful, huge kicks. Goes on to Muskegon Catholic Central, so we're from Muskegon, so that's a powerhouse football team in our area. Yeah. And it's their kicker and kicks field goals. Goes to the University of Michigan and plays linebacker. So to make it in the NFL, to be the 53rd man on that roster, how good you have to be. Right. This kid practiced every single day and was the best kid by far that I've ever seen personally. And he couldn't make it to the college level, right? Let alone the NFL. When we start to think about some of the players that we have, and we say they suck and all this other stuff, they are probably the best person out of their state, right? In some cases, or their area or whatever. And we need to. I know I get on the guys a little bit, but boy, it's a respect thing. I think, of how much time and effort these people put in their entire life to get here. So anyway, it was just an aside for a second. But Prater put 84% of his kickoffs in the end zone. Now, he no longer does kickoffs, because he's old and fat. No, I mean, because...
And you have Sam Martin who...
You have Sam Martin
who can do it.
That's doing the kickoffs now. He was named to the second-team All-State, first-team All-Conference, and All-Southwest Florida. He was also selected to the second-team Dream Team. And Florida's a hotbed for football, so it's that's pretty darn good. Okay, so here's a story about Matt Prater, all right? And then we're going to get into another. There's 2 that I'm going to say about. So Prater kicks a 52-yard game-winning field goal, and it's a pretty ordinary thing. It happens,
So we think.
Yeah, 50-yarders, pretty
That's
common. Game-winning field
big.
goals happen.
You see 53, 52, 56. You have seen a lot of those.
But when you factor in, it was a 23-degree wind chill, 16-mile-per-hour winds circling in every direction. Right. Prater couldn't get his kicks going in warm-ups, and the Lions set, well, they used to, set. We all know they don't care now. But they used to set a limit, like in a game that's outdoors, it's raining or the weather conditions. How far should we try a field goal, and what the kicker's comfortable with and what you're comfortable with having him do? Obviously, Patricia's comfortable with 62-yard field goals that turned into touchdowns for the other team, but,
Yeah, once again, preseason, though. It wasn't preseason.
Yep.
Not that Patricia had a good answer when that's why he tried it. Okay.
Get into it later.
Yeah.
Okay. But Prater, that was pressure, too, because if the ball is on the 42-yard line,
Yep.
If the Bears get the ball back, they had plenty of time to get into field goal range, and Detroit almost certainly loses if he doesn't kick that kick. So Sam Martin called that kick one of the best kicks he's ever seen. Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, that was a good story about Prater, but this one's
Story
better.
number 2.
Prater had a drinking problem. 2011, he had a DUI.
Right.
And he gets in trouble again.
Right.
So he gets a 4-game suspension with the Denver Broncos for substance abuse policy violation. Drinking.
And of course, in the meantime, Denver needs to get somebody to do his job.
Right. But he promised before when he did the DUI he wasn't going to drink anymore, and this is what happened. Okay, whatever. So he gets released. One of the best kickers in football.
Yeah.
And very consistent usually. The Lions, however, in that stretch of time, well, before that they had Eddie Murray from 1980 to 1991 and Jason Hansen from 1992 to 2012.
Right.
So from 1980 to 2012, we didn't have to worry about kickers.
Right. We were
but in 2013...
the walls came tumbling down. I mean,
Yeah.
it was like miss. I remember those years.
David misses by acres. I'm sorry. Was in 2013 a disaster. Then they drafted Nate Freeze. Anybody remember that name? He sucked.
Right.
And then they quickly replaced him with Alex Henry, who was also terrible.
Really sucked. Yeah.
So the Lions pick up Matt Prater.
And of course, Jim tells me, "Hey, our kicking problems are over." So the first thing, what does he do? He misses. I mean, I remember it's like, what?
Just like yesterday. You had to prove me wrong, but
no,
I knew when we signed him that was the guy that was going to be in Detroit for quite a while. And very happy with what he has done so far, but it's not the first time he's been here.
Yeah.
And this is the part you may not know. We were talking about camp bodies and the kicker that replaces the other kickers so that their legs don't get, messed up or whatever in preseason. Jason Hansen had one of those camp body doubles, and his name was
Matt Prater.
Matt Prater.
So this is his second
2006, after finishing his collegiate career at the University of Florida, he joins the Lions as a camp body to reduce the workload of Jason Hansen.
Wow.
And then comes back to resurrect his career in Detroit.
Yeah.
And that's just a really feel-good story this week for a week that's really sucked. And I mean really sucked. We wrap up preseason with Cleveland
whipping our butts. I mean, of course, granted, definitely that's not the same lines you're going to see on next Monday's game. Because, I mean, most of those lines are cut.
Right.
They're cut right away.
Yeah.
They're,
okay. Put the...
But
let's put this game into context. The Cleveland Browns played their number one selection quarterback-wise. They played Nick Chubb, their running back. So, I mean, we did not play our offensive line. We didn't play our first 4 wide receivers.
Right.
And what I mean by that is depth-wise. So they didn't play T.J. Jones, which would be the 4th guy, Kenny Galladay, 3rd guy, Golden Tate, or Marvin Jones, any of those guys. They didn't play Amir Abdullah.
Right.
They didn't play LeGarrette Blount. They didn't play Theo Riddick. They didn't play Carry On, the losing legacy Johnson. They didn't play any of those guys. Ragnow didn't play.
Right.
So, I mean, you're looking at third-teamers playing second-teamers, and we got our butts kicked. But it wasn't the fact that we got our butts kicked. It just was the fact that tackling was really poor. And the overall feel of the game was, we didn't care very much. And I don't think they did. They're just trying to see what they had so they can make cuts the next day or next couple of days. And that's what they did today. So that game sucked. I just hated it. I hate losing I hate losing, period. So we go 1-3 in the preseason. And the one win, we were down 26-6 with our starters in the dress rehearsal.
And our starters look terrible. Yeah.
So coming into this season, I'm a little nervous. I admit it. I had them at 9-7, and I don't think I can't see 9 wins in this. Yeah, I can't see 9 wins anymore. Just can't.
Now the team that was on the field, I don't see it either. the product that I seen on the field, I don't buy. I am more optimistic about the season, and I think that the Lions are going to bring it on in regular season. Now, granted, it might be just wishful thinking because they still got to prove it. They got to bring it on. They got to. I don't think they were going to show us anything in preseason, but they got to execute. They got to be able to.
You got to execute who?
Execute the plays.
Oh, sorry.
They got to be able to follow
Kind of looking
through.
forward to the execution thing going on, guys.
Yeah.
I got it.
Well, they got to execute their opponents. They got to go ahead and just, bring it up not one notch during the regular season. They got to bring it up 10 notches or more. If
they
you're gonna
have to do a complete 180 from what we've seen in the preseason to be a decent team, not a good team, decent. I'm not concerned about the preseason.
Right.
That's not what I'm concerned about. What I'm concerned about is Matt Patricia and Rod Wood.
Right.
And what they're saying.
Telling us to be patient.
They're telling us that we're going to evaluate this team in September, and in October we'll get a little better, and in November we'll get a little better.
Mm-hmm.
What that means to me is we are really going to suck for quite a while. And we need to be prepared for that. I don't know where that leaves us as Lions fans. Usually we are just kicked to the curb and nobody cares about us. Honestly, I'm a Lions fan big time, and that's how I'm feeling right now. 9-7 wasn't good enough. So let's bring in this whole new regime and do all this stuff, and now we're telling everybody to be patient. Well, you weren't patient with Caldwell.
Right.
He went 9-7 2 years in a row, made the playoffs 1 year, and because of a stupid call, didn't make the playoffs the second year. We should have been 10-6, and we should have been in the playoffs.
Yep.
You bring in Matt Patricia, now you're telling us to be patient? No, you brought him in because 9-7 wasn't good enough. So I'm expecting 10-6, but I'm not going to get that. And so as a Lions fan, yeah, I'm furious.
Oh, yeah. That's obvious.
Rod Wood came out before, and he lowered all the food prices at Ford Field. And you know why? Now I figured out why.
Yeah.
So people would be so drunk they wouldn't even care about the product on the field. No, I'm kidding. But not that much. I'm concerned because they're concerned.
Right.
That's why I'm concerned. Because they're telling us already, be patient. September, we're just evaluating. Then what was the preseason for?
Right. And during training camp, all through training camp, we heard marvelous things about what they were going to be. Yeah. Then when preseason hits, it's like, what the heck? I mean, you take a look back.
I felt a little lied to. Yeah, I agree. I felt lied to. I feel like they keep everything top secret.
Yeah.
I feel like they don't tell us the injury situations. And so as a Lions fan and a person that, people that buy tickets.
Yeah, and I already bought one at least.
Right. And so it's like we're on the west side of the state.
Yeah.
So it takes us 3.5 hours to get there. And a lot of times because I work in the morning, I can't go to all the games.
Right.
So I'm just being honest about it. I don't go to all the games. It's just the way it is.
Right.
But for people buying tickets and all of a sudden, TJ Lang's out for a long time. We don't know that, but there's a chance. He hasn't played a preseason game yet. They keep 10 offensive linemen. Is that because somebody's hurt? TJ Lang, perhaps?
Maybe. And how long is he hurt for? If
nobody knows.
Right.
They won't tell us. And for 60 years, Lions, and we are talking to the organization right now, that has not helped you one bit.
No,
not one bit. And you want to tell us, it gives us an advantage and other teams can't prepare. I don't care about that crap because you don't win.
Right.
If you're New England and you consistently are in the Super Bowl and winning, and you can talk to me about that crap. But right now, you are not a winning organization. You can't give me that garbage about, gives us a competitive advantage. That's a bunch of crap because you lose too much to have a competitive advantage.
Right. Now, the reason I still have to hope him is we still got Matthew Stafford. We still got all the receivers that made a difference last year, and we got at least a couple improved offensive line people, and we got some better running backs. So this is what I'm counting on to really bring some victories. Now, of course, they still gotta do it. They got to prove it. They got to play well. They got to play a heck of a lot better than what we've seen in preseason. They got to be able to score. They got to be able to get us not consolation prizes. They got to get us a grand prize, and the grand prize being touchdowns.
And
now,
Super Bowl.
Yeah. Now, we know that we're sort of considered little Patriots. Now, how do the Patriots do it? Sure, their defense is not always the greatest, but their offense can go ahead and score. They get touchdowns. They are prepared. They're prepared for it. They know the rules inside and out. They know what to do in situations.
And they know how to break the rules really well, too.
Yes, they do.
Which I was hoping they'd bring
and they
to
know
here.
how
We
to,
need every advantage we can get.
Yeah, they know how to get away with it, too.
Right.
Yeah.
So, hold on a second. I want to get into some other things. I'm
Mm-hmm.
salty this week, and
Right.
I want to get through everything I'm salty about really quickly before
All
we
right.
go into like 7 hours of whatever we're, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The Lions, remember the Khalil Mack thing where we were going to get Khalil Mack? Blah,
Right.
blah. Bears get Khalil Mack.
Yeah, I know. Division
So,
opponent.
salty. Okay?
Yeah.
Lions signed Robert Ayers. So I do all this research on Robert Ayers, and,
And
I
then-
consult PFF, and looks like he's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody had more quarterback hits than Robert Ayers, and then they cut him
God.
30 hours. He's a Detroit Lion, then he's gone. Thank you for letting me
Yeah.
do all that research for nothing.
And what's the rumor? Rumor saying why he was cut.
Okay, I'm just letting you know.
This is
This
a
is
rumor.
from the fans' perspective. We're the Lions on the
Fans.
prowl.
Yeah.
News and rumors from the fans' perspective. So this is the rumor. I don't know if it's true.
Right.
What came out is that Ayers decided that after one practice, it was too hard for him. The practices were, and he decided to not show up
Right.
for the next practice.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case, then he's weak and soft, and we didn't need him in the first place.
Right.
And any other players that are complaining and whining about these practices or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you are paid professionals.
Right.
They have no sympathy for me when I get up at 3:30 in the morning or
Nope.
3 in the morning to get to work and work my job and whatever I did the other night before.
Mhm.
They ain't got no sympathy for
Nope.
me. So I ain't got no sympathy
Yeah.
for you getting paid all this money and then, whatever. So if this is going to bother us in free agency, like players don't want to play here because the practices are too hard, I don't care. Those players don't belong here.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I have no sympathy for that whatsoever. Salty. Telling you, this
Mhm.
week I am salty.
That's for sure.
I'm done with all
Yeah.
the crap of our organization hiding things from
Mhm.
us. I'm done with all this top secret crap.
Right.
I don't like the fact that we sign somebody who's good for us and cut them right away. If the
Mhm.
rumor's correct, then I can understand it. But it's then Khalil Mack, who's somebody we really, really needed, I
Right.
thought.
Yep.
The Bears get him for cheaper than what we thought we would get him for.
But could we have gotten the deal that the Bears had?
No, we probably couldn't.
So that.
I mean, would have had to move some salary around, but that's been done
Mhm.
before,
Right.
and maybe that it just isn't something that they want to do, like be
Right.
good or anything like that. I'm
Right.
salty because the off-season moves that we saw
Mhm.
were good because we thought that this is, hey, they passed on this great defensive tackle that went to Green Bay and this other great defensive tackle that went to the Vikings. Now
Right.
Khalil Mack goes to the Bears. Okay, wait a second.
Where's
Who's
that?
getting better and we're not?
Right.
We're not getting better.
Mm-hmm.
We're
And then
getting worse.
Then we see the defensive product on the field during preseason. It's like they can't stop anybody. First, it's a bend but don't break defense with
That
breaks all
breaks.
the time. It's
Yeah. And so
now
I know
hopefully
I'm not putting down our team.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to be that bad.
right.
But I caution everyone out there. My message to the Lions world today is be careful because they're already telling us that we might suck for a while.
Yeah.
But it's going to be okay because we're trying to create a consistent winner.
Yeah.
You know what? Would you okay, Lions fans, if you had to trade this season,
Right.
the whole season and scrap the whole thing for a consistent winner, would you do that? I
might
would.
be a good
I
poll question.
I think we'll put that up as a poll question. Not to the fact that I think this is going to be a wasted season or something like that. I think I said this last week. I think we're in year 1 of the rebuild process.
Right.
And you don't want to hear it, but I think it's true.
Yep.
I think they know it's true. I think they're leaking that out a little bit where
Yep.
Patricia says we're going to be good later. I was amazed. During the Cleveland Browns game,
Yep.
Rod Wood gets on there and says the games aren't even going to matter until Thanksgiving.
By then,
Like
half
we
the
shouldn't
season's
watch
over.
this team till Thanksgiving, and I'm watching this on a live feed from Facebook.
Right.
And because I got sick of sitting on the couch and watching it, I went and laid down.
Right.
Then
Okay.
I came across it on there. To be honest, I had shut it off. I was so frustrated. So, and this guy is live streaming, and when he says that, he just goes nuts. The guy who's live streaming starts saying, "What? We're not supposed to pay attention to this team till November? What?" And I heard the same thing. And I'm like, "What the heck are you telling us? Are you telling us that we're just going to suck and we need to deal with it?"
That sounds like.
But see, everybody else is saying, "Hey, it's just preseason, man. Be cool." And I don't see that. I don't, because they don't see that. If they were, if everything out of, I lost my train of thought.
If everything out of,
Matt Patricia, the
Right.
Lions organization was positive.
right.
Was saying, "Hey, it's just preseason. When regular season comes, we're going to show you a thing or two."
Yeah.
But they're not saying that.
Okay, but could it be too that they don't want our opponents to think that too? I mean, hey, hold on. If they've been playing possum the whole preseason, I don't see Matt Patricia or Quinn coming out and saying, "Hey, listen, this is just preseason. Don't worry about it." They, maybe they're trying to get the other teams to underestimate us. I don't know. Hopefully that's the case.
I hope so, because I'm telling you right now that this doesn't look great.
Right.
And I hope I'm wrong. Okay, well, I'm going to move on. I got to get to something positive.
Yeah.
Because the negativity and the saltiness is really getting to me this week. So, Frank Ragnow rated the highest by PFF at run blocking of all the rookies, even the ones that were picked ahead of him.
So that's good.
So that's a good positive thing. I needed that right now. Through 3 preseason games, the Lions' first-round pick Frank Ragnow boasts a class-leading run block grade of 73.5. We refer to PFF a lot on this show because they give the best rankings for players.
Oh, yeah.
They're pretty darn accurate at what they do.
Right.
And we do have a special on PFF right now. If you get the PFF, you go to the show notes for this show, and you can go to episode 24, actually, if this isn't posted right away.
Right.
And you get 5% off of PFF's membership and the Edge membership, and then I think it's $10 off of the PFF Elite. I think that's right. Anyway, whatever. But yeah, you can go to the website and get that from PFF. Hello, Lions fans. Do you play fantasy football? Do you want to dominate your league? Then subscribe to Pro Football Focus Edge or Elite memberships. PFF has you covered with all the fantasy stats, scouting analysis, roster tools, and rankings you'll ever need. The PFF Edge membership includes access to all premium editorial content, fantasy rankings, season-long fantasy tools, PFF player grades data, and NFL draft coverage all year long. Elite members get everything in the PFF Edge package, plus premium stats, DFS optimizer, player grades by game, and player pre-snap position counts. Sign up for the PFF Edge subscription for only $39.99 a year, or $9.99 a month. Or upgrade to the PFF Elite subscriptions to dominate your league for $199 a year or $34.99 a month. Go to the Lions on the Prowl website at lionsontheprowl.com and click on the PFF banner on the right-hand side of the page to sign up. This helps the show. Remember, sign up today, dominate tomorrow. Hey, Lions fans, this is Jim.
And this is Maniac Tim.
And we're excited to bring you a new way to enjoy Lions on the Prowl. What is that, Tim?
That is through your Echo Dot.
The Echo Dot. So I'm going to demonstrate. It's going to be really, really simple and easy. And I have my device right here. Alexa, play Lions on the Prowl podcast.
Getting the latest episode of Lions on the Prowl. Here it is from TuneIn.
And Lions fans, it really is that simple. Just go to your Alexa device, say, I want to hear Lions on the Prowl podcast, and it plays instantly. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that is just so cool.
Okay, Lions fan, it was really cool, and it was a neat little thing to be able to do the Alexa app and get our own show on there. That was pretty neat. Yeah. But another good thing. Yeah. Let's get this positive thing going back because I am not in a good mood this week.
Yeah, we need a positive
So, Ring
mojo.
of Honor, not the wrestling show. We have done a wrestling thing before, but this is not that.
Right.
Lions add Herman Moore, Alex Karras, and Roger Brown to the Pride of the Lions Ring of Honor. Mm-hmm. And this got such players as Lem Barney, Night Train Lane, who's been one of our guys for our Legend of the Week long time ago. We did that. Bobby Lane, Dick LeBeau, Barry and Charlie Sanders. Sounds like they're brothers, but they're not. Joe Schmidt, former GM of the team. But, yeah, that is an awesome, awesome honor for Herman Moore, Alex Karras, and Roger Brown. I'm very proud of those guys. And, you know, it's really good that the Lions are doing that for their players. I wish they'd do some crap for their fans. But, you know, hey, we're just fans.
Well,
so,
they did lower their food prices.
So we can get drunk and not worry about what the heck the team looks like.
Right. But, of course, we're paying for it with raised ticket prices.
Yes, because, you know, we've got a better quality product on the field this year than we had last year. And we shall see about that. We are done and out of here for this week. I am so sorry I was so salty this week. Hopefully next week I will be better off.
Right.
But we don't have a game until Monday Night Football, so we probably will not have that for you next week.
Right.
We'll probably have all the updates on the roster and everything that's going on with the Lions and a preview of that game with the Jets on Monday Night Football. So that's next week. And regular season football, folks. Yeah, it's coming.
And it better be a heck of a lot better than preseason.
September 10th.
Yep.
Is the first preseason game. It's at 7 o'clock. It's Monday Night Football at home versus the Jets and their rookie quarterback. And if we don't win that game, I'm going to be salty.
Yeah. So will I.
It's going to be a very, very tough show to do if they don't win that game.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be up really late, and it's going to be very upsetting to me. But anyway, guys, I really appreciate you listening to the show. I would appreciate it if you make comments and stuff on the show, and we can take that feedback and put it into the show.
Right.
We're on iTunes. We're on iHeartRadio. Spotify.
Yeah.
And
Alexa app.
Yeah.
Or
Alexa Dot. So you can catch us all over the place and catch us in the Lions on the Prowl group, Lions on the Prowl page, www.lionsontheprowl.com, bringing you the news and the podcast. And we are so grateful for the 5,000 listeners we had last couple weeks.
Right.
Really appreciate it. We're moving on up and really appreciate your support. And we thank you, and we'll be back next week with another edition of Lions on the Prowl.
And let's roar.
Yes, please roar, because I'm going to be really upset if we don't.
All right, Lions, bring it to them.
Bring it. Don't sing it. Bring it.
Bring your A game, because we've seen your D
Bring
game.
your Ashawn Robinson game.
Yeah.
Or something.
Right.
All right, fans, we're out.